Korean is a hard language. I still don't feel like I fully really understand. I have a really good understanding of people. I listen a lot, but speaking for me is still can be very difficult. The thing that helped me the most with learning the language is just actually going out and just speaking to people, like picking out like 5 words that I want to learn that day and like going out and making sure I say them at some point on the street, because we talk to people all day long because there's so many people outside. And so we would just like really trying to be actively engaged in learning Korean. And when I'm not talking to somebody, I would try to like eavesdrop on people's conversations and just listen and try to get a basic understanding. And sometimes on the street, I'd even like people would say something and I'd be like, I'm sorry, like I'm learning Korean, like could you tell me that word? Could you write that down? And most of the time, like Koreans are very friendly and they want to help you, and they think that as an American that you're learning Korean is very impressive to them. And so just that fact alone, they're very happy to help you learn the language. The members are very helpful. The people on the street, your investigators, like they understand that Korean is a hard language and they want to help you learn it. And so I feel like just using those resources helped me a lot. Just like I would say it all the time on the streets, be like, I'm sorry, it's like, I don't know that word. Can I look it up for a second? Like if we weren't like in like a deep spiritual moment, I'd be like, let's stop. What's that word? And so then I could fully understand what they were saying. Yeah, the language is different in many different ways from English. You think English and start thinking backwards, and you're starting to get close to what Korean is. And so the sentence structure and the grammar structure is very different than what I was used to. And they also have different forms of address depending on who you're talking to. So you have like a high form, a low form, middle form, etc. There's a few more, but we mostly speak in middle. In the MTC they teach you high form, but then you go to into country and everybody only speaks in middle form, and you're like, wait a second, I don't know how to speak in middle form. And so that was a little bit interesting to get adjusted to the different levels of language, because I would address, but like in the lesson or in like a talk at church, you would speak in high form. But in like on the street, I would only speak to people in middle form. And so it's just like this weird balance of trying to like figure out forms. And as missionaries, we never spoke in low form because that's a very casual, very intimate form of language. And so we wouldn't speak in that until, well, ever, because we were missionaries and representatives of Jesus Christ.